Hello, it's the Dazzling One, teaching tips and tricks to the everyday girl. I'll get your gorgeous to you. What you're going to see is me getting ready, so get ready with me. Normally when I start my videos, I already have my foundation and concealer and my powder on, but today I decided to take you all the way to the very beginning. So this is me without makeup, so you can see there's a few imperfections. So let's get started. Is 3D cleanser in normal to dry. I already cleansed my face. That's the only thing I've done that you're not going to see, but everything else you're going to see what I do. So that's the first step. You got to cleanse your face in the morning to get all the stuff that comes out at night, and then you got to cleanse your face at night to get all the stuff that your skin picks up throughout the day. So it's so important to wash your face twice a day. Okay, just stop with washing. You want to make sure you do the other steps as well. So as you can see, I had a blemish down here that was really dark, and it just from, like, it was a pimple and I poked at it, and you shouldn't do that. You really shouldn't. And it left a really dark mark. Well, I've been using the correcting serum, and it's really gotten lighter, and I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like before. It's almost practically gone. So I take a little bit of that. And this also evens out your skin. It's not a moisturizer. It's a serum that actually, you know, it just takes a few pumps. Anywhere that I have it, I really put a lot, but I put it also all over my face. At one point, my skin was uneven, and the lower half of my face was darker, and so I always had to wear a darker foundation so that it wouldn't show through. And as African American women, a lot of times our skin tends to be uneven. So this is something, it's the Timewise tone correcting serum. It's an amazing product. It will like clear them up. Like, this is almost gone, and it hasn't been that long, and that's why I'm going to show you the picture of that. So next is the eye cream. The eye is the most delicate area on the face. So you're going to take just a very little bit of that. And most eye creams you should only do at night, but the cool thing about this 3D eye cream is that you can do it, it won't bother your shadows. So you want to always take extra gentle care with your eyes, because they are the most delicate, and that's the first place you see signs of aging. You would not be able to guess my age, because I've always taken good care of my skin. I'm using my Timewise 3D, it has SPF in it, day cream. So it has the moisturizer and a day cream in it. So it's going to protect my skin. You really only need a little bit. I might have put a little too much, but your skin needs moisture. Even if you think you have oily skin and you're like, oh, I got oily skin, I can't put moisturizer on. Moisture and oil are two different things. Moisture is water. It's like a drink for your skin, and the reason your skin is producing so much oil is because it's thirsty. So your skin could even be thirsty when you are having oily skin. Your body can't produce moisture, so it produces oil to try to compensate for that. So we can talk about that another time. So now I'm moistured, I'm ready to go. Now I'm going to use my Timewise SPF 15. So this is an additional SPF step, which is awesome. I'm going to use my primer, and you just need a little tiny bit, and you want to start, everything else you notice I did up and out. Our primer and our foundation we're going to do down, because we have them little tiny peach fuzzes all over our face, and you don't want them to stand out. Now this stuff is amazing. You know, I got so much good stuff to say. This line, in my opinion, I've used it for 20 years, and this line, in my opinion, does not get enough credit, but it's amazing. It's just an amazing line. Every product, every single product has done what it says it's going to do. I'm not going to go into a commercial, but that's that. So I'm going to take my light bronze concealer, and what I do with this is, is on a little wand, is I just put it on the little places that I got boo-boo, well, former boo-boos, okay? And that's that. It's there. I had a little burn there, but it's gone. So I put that there, and then I'm just gonna kind of pat it in. I'm doing it now. I'm going to use preference pretty much, so I'm using Timewise matte foundation. Now, even though my skin is normal to dry, the foundation comes in either luminous, which is for people with dry skin, or matte for people with oily skin, because it does have a controller in it, or it's just a preference. So even though my skin is normal, I prefer a matte look to my foundation. So I'm using bronze number 2, okay, of the matte wear. If you're like, oh, I don't need to worry about age, it's never ever too young to start. So basically what I do is I kind of just twist and push it in, and then I just, you know, just like a paintbrush, my face always gets a little bit red from you know, washing, because there are exfoliating beads in the cleanser, which is good, because you always want to kind of slough off of those, you know, the dead skin. I'm going to show you a masking video that's coming, and I'm also going to show you our microdermabrasion, and I'm only going to do one half of my face so you can see the difference. It's incredible, very addictive, but you can only do it like twice a week. So that's that with the brush, and it'll dry and it'll set. Now I'm going to show you it with the blender, and the blender is amazing. One thing I like, oops, got a little bit down there. One thing I love about our beauty blender is that it doesn't absorb the product. So it's just you know, you wet it and then you put your foundation on with it. So it's just not knocking any brands, but that actually absorb your product, so you end up using more product when you're using your blender, and then if you cut it open, they have bacteria in it. You don't get that with this, which is amazing. Okay, just did it to show you. I prefer the brush, but if when I'm baking my makeup, I like to use this. I'm not doing that. That's another video. My daughter's supposed to be doing that one. If not, I will do it, but no, she's gonna do it. So now what we're gonna do is, I like so I'm gonna use my fluffy brush, and I just kind of go over. Now where you see that I put the concealer, you can kind of see the makeup the marks kind of coming through, and you never notice them on my videos. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take just a little bit and put it back right where those spots were. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm going to, over top of my makeup, I'm doing this. And again, we're patting it. There. Now I'm going to take that same powder and just kind of go over it to kind of set it. I like this because I really love the way, I just love the way my face looks with the powder. And the powder you can wear, it is a foundation, you can wear it by itself. It's in, so. Alrighty. So that is that. So now that we have our foundation on, and we've got our concealer on, we've got our serums, we're all set with that. Now the first thing I always like to do, and there's no order to this, it's just what your preference is I kind of take my little spoolie, and I just kind of brush the little hair. Just take my spoolie and go through my brows just to get them kind of straightened up. Now I kind of brush them out, and the reason I do that is because I want to be able to shape them properly. Now I am using my Mary Kay tinted brow tint. And I get it all the way through my brows. And then once I do that, I take my same spoolie and I just make sure I brush the product through. And then I just kind of shape them with that. Sometimes I'll use the brow pencil too to shape. It just depends. Now don't worry, I do need to, you know, just kind of tighten that area up a little bit. So there's that brow. Very soft, very natural. The cool thing about this brow tint is it actually, got a little too much there. The cool thing about the brow tint is it also has like a brow gel in it to kind of hold your brows in place. Next is so my foundation primer. Once they dry, they'll be fine. That's why you want to like again, very gently on our eyelids, always working gently on our eyelids. Very gently. And you always want to, like I've said in other videos, work very gently with our eyelids. The skin is so delicate. Recently, I heard it described as tissue paper and our face as construction paper. So that's how you know, like a very thin layer of tissue paper, how very gently you'd work with it because you don't want it to crinkle up. And I said, wow, that's kind of cool. I learned so many wonderful things from so many wonderful people. So now we have that on. And recently, in one of my other videos, I was telling you guys, I've really gotten into just taking a small bit of the translucent powder and putting it over top of the eye primer. And if you learn about the eye primer, you watch the primer video, you can find out about different primers and what they do. And this is more or less using the translucent powder. For me, is just more like setting it. So what I like to do on a day like this is I will, instead of placing my super light color, I'll find a color as my base to put all over my lid before I put, you know, my transitional colors. The colors I'm gonna, you know, it just depends on, you know, the day, the mood. So this color that I'm using is called Cinnabar. Based on your skincare, you might, based on your color, you might want to go a different direction with it. Like that might be too dark for you, you know. And with my fluffy brush, even though there's nothing to blend, I just like to, I want to soften any edges that I might have. Soft and natural color laid down. I'm going to use a color called Gold Status. And I'm going to kind of put him right on my lid. Gold Status is another color that's really becoming one of my favorites. Wanted a really soft, very more natural look with just a hint of color. You might stop at this point. But you know this girl. You know she doesn't stop there. Makeup is such a fun expression. You can create so many different colors, so many different looks. You can change your features if you want to. It's now the next color I'm going to use is going to be just a little bit above it, is called Shiny Penny, and it is in that kind of bronzy area. Very soft with that one, because that's not going to be really my crease color. I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of a transition from the gold. Again, you could stop with that if that's where you wanted to go. And I'm taking a little bit of Espresso, just almost like a soft crease color. Now, if your eyes are hooded, you're going to take this color and you're going to go just above where your crease is. Whatever your darker shade is, you want to, if your eyes are hooded, you want to take it just a little under. Only reason I'm using that particular brush is because I want to show you how easy, I want to show you exactly where the placement of it is. One with Burnished Bronze. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Stormy just in that little tiny corner down there. Now I'm going to blend everything before I put my final color on. Cool thing about using so many colors is it changes the look of you know, the colors. Like, for example, alrighty. Now I want to do something a little different. Now you notice how I have my Stormy there. I'm going to take just a little bit of Evening Navy and I'm going to put it right, just a little pat of it right there. Right on top of the Stormy, but just a little bit further in. And then I'm going to go back with that one little brush here. And I'm going to put a little bit more of my Gold Status, because I don't want to lose that. Okay. Now I'm going to softly blend with my blender brush. Okay. And then I have this little old sponge, because not because there's ever any fallout, but because I tend to go too far down. Now what I'm going to do, really clean off that brush. Now if you want, you could take your eye smudger and you could take a very light color, but you want to keep it in that kind of, and you can just go right under here. And that Sandcastle, which we've used before, but in this circumstance, we're just using it just to kind of create that lifting look. Don't worry, we're going to blend that. But it's a different way we're blending here, because we don't want to take it away, but we don't want the line to be harsh. So we're just kind of tapping it a little bit. So now my final color that I'm going to use with my crease brush is going to be a little bit of Onyx, and just going up with it, not fully creating that V, but just kind of going up just a little bit. Again, softening. No harsh lines ever. So that is our eyes, and what we're going to do is we are going to use a little bit of the Desert Rose. Actually, no, we'll go with Golden Copper, which tends to be one of my go-to colors. Line. With my black liquid pen. Okay. Now, before we do our mascara, I'm going to show you our finishing spray. And you just do a T. And that just kind of sets our makeup. It's going to be wet just for a second. So while that's doing its thing, I'm moving these brushes out of the way. And then we'll finish with we'll do our lips while our finishing spray is drying. So I use, of course, my lip primer. I am doing a video on lips. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get your lipstick. And I'm using a red lip liner. Always use a liner. It really helps keep your lips where you want them. Or so you don't go out or have a little lip up and a little lip down. And you can rub your lips together. Believe it or not, with the primer, you could wear your lip liner as your lipstick if you wanted like a flatter lip color red, which is just a beautiful lip. Keep your lips in the... So now my face is dry from the finishing spray. And then we're going to finish off with our mascara. I don't usually do the bottoms because they're so tiny. So thank you for getting ready with me today. I hope that it was fun for you. It was really exciting for me. I love our time together. And I hope you learned something, and I hope that you found this a useful video. Please like and subscribe. We are working to 1,000 subscribers, and we're almost there with our watch time, so that's super exciting. Together we can do it, and I am super thankful for having you with me. Have a wonderful, wonderful, and amazing day. Remember, beauty is all around us if we just choose to tap into it and let it out. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.